Right over here on this side. They need some seating. More people are coming? Okay, I think we have just a few. Okay. We have some chairs in the front.
Stay a long time.
It's fine, as long as, just again, just to, as much as you can stay, that's enough.
Joanna?
Yes,
Hi, I remember you. Yes.
pleasure. No, no, donde quiera sentarse. And fantastic. We're gonna get ourselves started in a few seconds, once we get everyone seated. Thank you. Those delicious cupcakes are waiting behind one. I am Johanna Edmondson, and I'm the founder of the Female Fight Club, nutritionist, as well as a fitness instructor. And of course, I am the state committee member from the 81 district. And I'm here to kind of talk about breast cancer and the awareness and the roles that exercise and nutrition and community have the impact in the condition of cancer. Now, any survivors, any breast cancer survivors here? Just raise your hands. We have 2, 3. Okay, take your time, it's okay.
Raising my hand.
Oh. Now,
In my family, my mom, sister, and I both.
wow, and that was my next question. Does anybody know anyone that has been diagnosed by breast cancer or any other cancer per se? Right. So, yes, it is a disease, yes. Any questions, yeah?
I have- But it was.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes. No, that's, yeah, there is different, they're just removed it. There's different, 10 years ago? Well, congratulations, you know, that I'm glad that you're here to tell your story. Of faith, of course, of trust that everything is gonna be fine. So thank you for sharing. So let's talk about what is breast cancer. Breast cancer is a disease in which abnormal breast cells grow out of control and form a tumor or a lump. These malignant cancerous cells can invade surrounding healthy breast tissues and potentially spread to other parts of the body through blood and lymphatic system, a process known as metastatic. Now, I wanted to talk about, you see the top actually where my photo, I'm trying to bring that photo down here a little bit. Those are healthy cells. Now, these healthy cells up on the top, it would be the left corner on the screen, are your cells that are around your whole body. Now, you have cells that also mutate, and that is when they become cancerous. These malignant cells are all the way down here at the bottom. You can kind of see how they start multiplying out of control and turning our good cells into bad cells. And that's where cancer starts. So let's begin. Now, understanding breast cancer. Common types of cancers are invasive and non-invasive. Non-invasive cancers are confined to their place of origin and have not spread into surrounding tissues. Invasive breast cancers has spread beyond the initial sites and into surrounding tissue. So that demonstrates a little bit of kind of like the non-invasive that talks about cancers that really don't go past growing to the cancerous state. It doesn't get as bad as the invasive breast cancer. Now let's talk about the stages of breast cancer. So we have stage 0, which is non-invasive cancer, confined to its original location within the milk ducts. Stage 1, invasive cancer has spread to the surrounding breast tissue, but the tumor is still small. Stage 2, the tumor is larger than the stage 1, or it has spread more to intense to near lymph nodes through the remains contained with the breast and regional lymph nodes. Stage 3, also known as locally advanced breast cancer. This stage evolves in large tumors, or the cancer has spread to more extensive nearby tissues and lymph nodes. Now, stage 4, metastatic cancer. This is the most advanced stage. Not much funding goes to this stage, actually. So I wanted to kind of share that. The cancer has spread beyond the breast and nearby lymph nodes and distant organs. So diagnosing breast cancer, self-exams, an early detection that uses a combination of physical and visual examinations of the breast to check for signs. Mammograms, a specialized X-ray that can detect tumors even before they can be felt. Another way to detect cancer is by going to get an ultrasound. Uses sound waves to create images of the breast, helping to distinguish between solid masses and fluid filled with cysts. Now, when you add another advanced cancer, they need to do a biopsy, a procedure to remove a small sample of the breast tissue for laboratory analysis to confirm the presence of cancer cells. Now, in a more advanced breast cancer stage, you will need an MRI. It provides an image of the breast and is often used as a high-risk cases or to further investigate abnormalities found in mammograms. Have anyone done any mammograms? You guys get your recent mammograms?
Yeah.
Fantastic. And I'm sure that they have some in the area. How actually is your, for appointments? Are you able to get your appointments on time? Yes? Referrals from the primary. Because there are mobile clinics that are present in our community. They are provided by our local officials, provided by our local leaders. Even at the Female Fight Club, we have one in October. We have our clinic that comes by and gets free mammograms. So please don't forget to get yourself tested. Now the self-check, I wanted to emphasize self-check here. When to perform a self-check? Monthly. Get into the habit of checking your breast about once a month. After your period, if you still menstruate, the best time is a few days after your period ends, when the breasts are less tender and swollen. Choose a consistent day. If you have no longer menstruated, choose an easy day to remember, like first day of the month or something like that. Kind of like consider a day of, the first Saturday of the month, maybe the last Saturday of the month, to kind of check your breast for any lumps or anything that you feel make you feel uncomfortable. You might need to contact your physician. Now, you need to pay attention to the size, the shape, or the symmetry. Notice any differences between your breast. The skin. Look for dimpling, puckering, redness, warmth, or swelling. A dimple texture can look like an orange peel as well. Nipples. Look for a nipple that has recently become inverted, turned inward, or has a rash or discharge. So pay attention to those signs. The reason why I wanted to focus on the self-check is because that is your first defense. Making sure that you know your body, so you know what's different, so you can contact your doctor for further evaluation. Now let's look at some of the numbers, a brief numbers of overview of the breast cancer. Now in 2025, new cases, 316,950 invasive cases and 89 invasive cases. Men, 2,000 invasive cases death. In women, we had 42,170 deaths. And in men, we had 510 deaths. Now, that summarized 4 million breast cancer survivors in the US only. Now, did you know that 1 out of 8 women develop breast cancer? Did you guys know that? 1 out of 8. So if you're in a room of 8 women, 1 is going to be affected by breast cancer. It could be non-invasive or invasive cancer. Now, 40 years old. You should not get a routine mammograms at 30 unless you have a risk of breast cancer. Instead, talk to your doctor about breast cancer just in case you have a high risk. Average risk women typically start annual screening by the age of 40. So consider that if you have a risk, you feel that, your family history, under 40 years old, then they will consider to do some tests like mammograms to just kind of like make sure that there is nothing leading to any breast cancers in the future.
Joanna, a long time ago, they spotted a little spot on the left breast, and that was after the mammogram. So they gave me a biopsy.
Right.
They still wasn't satisfied and lots of fear, so they gave me the needle biopsy.
Mm-hmm.
After that, they said nothing's wrong.
Good.
So I have like a souvenir scar now.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that nothing was wrong, and I'm glad that thank you for sharing that story. So actually that brings me actually to share the first case of breast cancer. Anybody want to guess where was that found? Just a random check. Just raise your hands. Anyone know the first case of breast cancer? Oh, she got it right. Egypt. That's right, in Egypt. In Egypt. The first case of breast cancer, metastatic, was found in Egypt. A 4,200 skeleton woman was found in Egypt with traces of breast cancer. So thank you so much for answering that question. That was excellent. Yes, so now key points to kind of consider here. Early detection and access to effective treatment matters a lot. Survival outcomes are much better in setting with good access to screening and care. Now, risk factors: genetic, hormonal, and environment. What do I mean with that? Genetic, you might have a history of breast cancer, right? That's how you need to go ahead and kind of check, make sure that you check yourself, self-check, and let your physician know that you may feel something is wrong. So that's what the genetics play a factor here. Hormonals, you have the changes of your hormones that change throughout as you age. And environmental, simple, say preservatives, pollution, all those cause cancer, and stress, of course, all those cause cancer and are factors to lead to cancer. Now, breast cancer is one of the most common cancer affecting women in the worldwide, though it can also affect men. Yes, it does affect men, as I mentioned before, but it is the most common cancer, okay, in the world. Now, exercise is cancer blocking. How many of you guys exercise here? Good, it's a nice number. Can you raise your hands again? I didn't see everyone. Good, okay, so almost half. Uh-huh, good, you come here. You have to stay active. It is cancer blocking. 100%. Mobility. There's so much that exercise provides you: physical, emotional, spiritual. Releasing that stress that might be affecting you, and again, leading into cancer tissues to develop. Just go ahead.
I was watching TV and they were showing these people that were running a lot and they had cancer. And they overcame cancer, they were like joining, those people that run a lot. And that healed them.
That heal them. Yeah, those cancer cells, again, they do not develop because you're exercising, because you're adding that element that's going to help you to reduce the chances to get those cancers to develop. Now, exercise offers several benefits for individuals affected by breast cancer, including improve your physical health, better emotional well-being, weight management, enhances immune function. It can also boost quality of life, help with treatment tolerance, reduce the risk of reoccurrence, and provide social support through group activities. Always consult a healthcare professional before starting a new exercise. So very important, please consider that. Again, so you can kind of have a healthier life, that exercise really does turn things around for you. Now, nutrition is key. Dietary patterns A diet high in fruits and vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein is associated with lower risk of breast cancer. Specific dietary patterns such as Mediterranean diet emphasizing healthy fats, fish, and plant-based foods may offer protective benefits. Weight management. Maintaining a healthy weight is crucial. Obesity, especially after menopause, has been linked to increased risk of breast cancer. Now, alcohol and tobacco consumption. Research indicates that alcohol consumption is associated with increased risk of breast cancer. Tobacco also contains chemicals that can cause cancer. Now, nutrient intake. Certain nutrients can play a role in breast cancer risk. For example, higher intake of fiber, omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamins such as D, E have been studied for potential protective effect. Now that you guys know papaya also, it's very good for, again, to reduce the chances of breast cancer. So consider to have, yes, papaya is absolutely excellent for it. Now your community is your home. This is community where you're at today, where you find resources, where you connect with each other, and where you notice that you're not alone in this journey, which is why it's so important how we know that exercise, nutrition, and community play a huge role in preventing cancer. Now, the emotional support often creates a safe space where individuals affected by breast cancer can share their experiences, fears, and triumphs, support groups, both in person and online, foster connection among survivors and those currently battling the disease, reducing feeling of isolation. Education and resources. Many breast cancer communities focus on providing information about the disease, treatment options, and lifestyle changes. This education can empower individuals with knowledge about early detection, prevention, and available treatment, helping them make informed decisions about their health. Does anybody belong to a community, say beyond here? Do you guys belong to, say, a gardening community, a fitness community, say a church? Raising your hands. So what community, what group do you belong to? Right over here in the back. Oh, I didn't even know you were. So right over here, what is your name? Yes, you. Gail, okay, Gail. So what other community do you belong to?
Fitness.
Fitness here?
Yeah.
Okay. You swim?
So I could think of the reason.
Okay, that's good enough for me. You walk, that's fantastic. Anyone else like to share what? Yes, go ahead.
I started because I was sick before and the stuff that I was in master from something that botanical garden and was more than make it. And it was very why I used to go every week.
So you're very active.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask a young lady in the back. Her name is Terry. She's a Fight Club member. Go ahead.
I walk and I do a lot of.
Yeah, so walking, welcome, Terry. So walking is also another very important part that I want to make sure that I want to emphasize that. Dancing as well too. Stay active, keep moving. Now, once again, the community outcome here, financial assistance. Some community organizations offer financial support to help cover medical bills, transportation, or other related expenses for those undergoing treatment. They can also provide resources on how to access grants and financial aid programs. Advocacy and awareness. Communities often work to raise awareness about breast cancer. This can impact the importance of regular screening. They may organize events, campaigning, and educational seminars to advocate for funding, research, and better healthcare policies. Now, I wanted to share a photo of myself and my aunt. She had 7 years ago ovarian cancer, and 7 years later, it came back as lung cancer. So she was, yes. She is currently recovering in Montefiore Hospital with metastatic cancer. She's doing fine. She's good. But I did want to share a picture of this fighter who keeps driving, and I love who she is because she's been doing so well fighting against breast cancer. Yes. Yes, thank you. She's 78.
The way I do care for her.
Yes.
I help her now. too.
Yeah. She's amazing. She's 78 years old. Okay, so she's definitely fighting, and she's gonna make it out of this as well too. So I wanted to also mention over here, this is Eleanor Roosevelt, a quote that I found that actually is also very important to share. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. Eleanor Roosevelt. I'm going to repeat that one more time. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look at fear in the face. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You can fight this. And how do you do that? Is in a community. You find that support, your nutrition, your exercise. It's very important to block those cancer cells from growing and from mutating in your body. Yes. So any questions you guys have?
I don't have a question, I just have a friend that when she came to, she had the breast cancer. And she told me, I'm not gonna go for surgery because I'm ready to go with my makeup. And then, while children took her on a vacation, and she forgot about this, and she roomed with her daughter. And her daughter saw how big it was. And her daughter asked her, what was that? And she told her. And her daughter got a fit. And went running to her brother. And told him, when the two of them were crying, and they forced her to go to the doctor to at least check to see if there's any chance that they could, help her. And she said, I'm going, but nobody's gonna cut them out. And, she gave them help. And that's a long time ago, that's like maybe 12 years ago. And she just turned 90, and she said, the cancer's giving me more life.
Good for her.
And she looks gorgeous, because
Yes.
she's down with the white hair, and she always keeps herself dark, And
Fantastic.
she stays by herself, and she only goes to the doctor.
Good.
With her kids, they bring her to the doctor and they bring her back. She's not allowed to with companies. She don't wanna catch nothing.
No, absolutely. And now science is so advanced. There is actually this program it's organization called Hope for Cancer.
Not
Where
even
there-
me.
I'm sorry?
And she has it all over the place too. It's spread.
It's spread.
Yeah. She's still, it's funny.
She's 90.
The only thing she lost was she had some bridges in her mouth and they came off and.
Yeah.
She's not gonna try
She's
it.
still alive.
Yeah, she's still alive. So as I mentioned that, the cancer research has been so advanced right now. There is this organization called Hope for Cancer, and they do no chemo, okay? Yes, no chemo, and they're definitely there to help, and try to reduce the chances, because I know that chemo can be so hard on the body. So you have to consider all the radiation. You gotta make sure that you just make sure that you look at all your options. Yes.
I is outside. I hate that I have to leave. When will you be back here again?
I support women's health. So anything that has to do with women's health, I'm happy to come and have a chat, a conversation on women's health. So I'm happy, or exercise, nutrition. Yes,
Thank you for what
You-
you did tell us.
you're very, very welcome. And thank you for staying.
Does anybody online have a question? We can just come, people online.
Anybody else have questions, comments?
No questions or comments? Was it that easy?
No, I want to.
We got to. Go ahead, ma'am.
And just if you could repeat so people can, online can hear the.
Okay.
questions.
So what I'm saying is like, since my mom had it, my mom lived to 88, so I thank my Lord for that. My sister had it and I had it exactly. It's something that's very important at any age that you can start taking the test for that you do it for certain reasons. And you will only know if you don't have somebody in the family that has it, does not mean that you can't have it first. So to always get checked for breast cancer.
Yes, those self-checks are very important.
Checks me, like, now I'm already a senior in the. 80. I'm 80. And they
85.
checked just before, like 2 years ago. Because they say, we're not supposed to do that, or we put them up for sure.
Right, right, yes.
They checked.
Just again, to get it early. And you have your chances are higher of having a better outcome.
And that applies to women.
Yes. The numbers are less for men. Maybe even a quarter of the amount of men that are affected. But women are the most affected worldwide on breast cancer, as I mentioned, very common.
Very wide, because my son is married to this girl that her mom. Her husband was a doctor, and when she got cancer, she knew about those things. That if you're gonna remove one, you might as well remove the both. And so that's what she had done. But then her husband, she wanted to have a hysterectomy,
Right,
and her husband said no. And she said, don't worry, because I'll find a doctor, and she did find a doctor.
good.
And she's doing wonderful. She's my grandchildren's other grandma. And she's charging.
Many resources out there,
Yeah.
many resources. You had a question?
Where if you have the, it's called the brack.
Rebecca,
Where if your mom has it or had it, that eventually will also have it if you have the.
You, again, everybody's, the body is different. So I would advise you to go to your physician and see how they can actually answer that question for you, because everyone's different. I know that you say your mom?
No, that.
Yes, I've heard of it.
That, people, if your mom, they recommend that you have your, breasts removed.
To get everything. Yeah, definitely you should speak to the doctor about that, and see what are the changes to that new study that just happened, because again, it goes so fast. Everything, and it's so advanced right now. That's what we have so much better outcomes with breast cancer now. They're finding them so much earlier now. Because women are just so now more proactive. We're so now know more about our bodies than years ago, when we just kind of like felt the lump and, we dismissed it,
A lot of people just practice. They got it once, and they got it, they say, I'm not gonna go for the doctor.
Yeah.
They go out.
Yeah, and an unfortunate fact as well too is that women of color also have a higher chance of getting breast cancer. It's a complex answer, which again, difficult to understand, but there is much research to be done. But that is something that I came across when I went to doing my own research about breast cancer and who does it affect the most. Any other questions? Okay.
But it's wonderful to know all these things, because if anything happens to me, I'll know what to do.
Absolutely. Self-check is your first step.
And I like to get everything, I want to nip it right away.
Right, right.
You know?
Yes. Yes, Terry.
Just like to say that about
Right. So that's early enough for them to give her a good outcome at stage 1. So this is why it's important to check yourself early, so you can understand what are the options there to decrease this, malignant cancer in your body, that, as I said, affects many, many women and men. Any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for having me, and thank you so much for sharing your stories. I know they are deep, they're uncomfortable sometimes to share, but again, I really, this is very important to let people know, and it makes you feel that you're not alone. There's other people, they're going through what you're going through as well too, which is why the community is so, so important. And what you're doing today in this program in RSS. So thank you so very much, and I hope to see you in another program. You're very welcome. Yes, yes. Yeah, so actually in the Female Fight Club, we have this mobile clinic that comes once a year. Actually, it's in August. And it's a free clinic, mammograms they have there for women over 40 years old. Again, no insurance necessary. And there are other programs that actually have those clinics that come around. I think KROVC had it, I believe, in October. Our local officials, Eric Dinowitz, also had a clinic, and also Vanessa Gibson also had a clinic in the area for those free mammograms. It's only one mammogram machine inside them. Is that what your question is? Right. I'm not too sure regarding because there are some people that they cannot do at the time. So if they may need a little bit more care, say they may need an MRI or a biopsy, whatever it is, for a sonogram, they refer them to a clinic where they can get it done there. They only are focused on just the mammograms on site there. And last time we did one, I think we had about 25 members of this community. They got their free mammograms.
What age does one stop taking pap smears?
Oh, again, you have to speak to your physician about that. I don't have don't have the exact number on the pap smear and when it's not the right time, or when it's the last time you're supposed to take your pap smear. Yes.
That's how I found out that I had it, the cancer.
Through your pap
It
smear?
was a pallet on
Mm.
Oh.
Right, because you had ovarian cancer, am I right?
Yeah.
Right. Yes, and that's when my aunt had ovarian cancer. And 7 years later it came back and traveled to lung cancer. But again, being very mindful of your nutrition as well too is important. What you put in your body, it can affect and make those cells grow and mutate into bad cells, and it grows fast. That's why you need to catch it early. Any other questions? Oh, no, you're very welcome. You guys have been amazing. Great group.
Yeah, they're very nice.
De nada.
Very bueno.
Gracias.
We check out because you have more experience than everybody.
Gracias, gracias.
Yes.
Un placer. Anybody has any question in Spanish, I can ask them as well too. Okay. Un placer. Tengan un buen día. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.
We are having a movie afterwards, so if anybody wants to say.
Oh, and I'll take the,
I went automatic.
oh, and you're still, your mics. Okay, also just want to let everybody know, we have